What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, and today we're going to be taking an early access look at Roadcraft's new rebuild expansion update and everything we can expect. So first off, just so y'all know, this is a public test, so everyone who owns the base version of Roadcraft will also be able to download and test it out. But once it's officially released, you will obviously have to purchase the rebuild expansion DLC if you only have the base version. So moving forward, we're going to be getting 7 new vehicles: the Armiger Thunder Expedition, which is a scout, the Mule T1 Trailblazer, a cargo crane truck, the Tega 6455B bridge layer, the Tuz 119 Mutt, another scout. I didn't see this one listed in the shop, but it's an option starting on the new maps, which y'all see in a minute. Next we have the Vostok MU-97 Ant, another bridge layer, and under that is the Rusty version. So lastly, for the vehicles, we'll be getting the Wayfarer ST7050 fuel truck. Overall, I think this is a great set of new vehicle options to be added into the game. So moving on, the Rebuild Expansion DLC will also feature 2 new maps, as y'all can see here. First, you'll have your main campaign, and then have the option to scroll over to the new maps. First, we have Contamination, which is based in a summer environment, scattered with lakes and rivers. After a train carrying liquid chemicals derailed due to prior seismic damage, the area is threatened by widespread contamination, where you'll have to clean up spills and support a large water treatment. Next map will be Washout, which is based in the autumn swamps near the collapsed dam from the Deluge map, where you'll have to navigate the bogs containing the flooding, and also restore critical paths between facilities using player-constructed infrastructure. So with these 2 new maps, we'll also be getting a hard mode introduced into the game. This hard mode will allow you to add in difficulty options if you choose to want them. There will now be limited fuel, convoy difficulty, an option for fewer convoys, gearboxes, bridge costs, economy modifiers, realistic quarry zones, recovery rules, and vehicle costs. And with each of these, you can choose the difficulty level you'd like, which is pretty cool. So last thing we'll be getting in the new update is obviously more fixes and improvements. This time they fix the save system, performance optimizations, and graphical artifacts have been worked on. So this next update definitely has some major new upgrades, maps, and vehicles coming into it. And like I said before, anybody can test it out right now. All you have to do is own the game and download the test version via Steam. Anyways, I went ahead and hopped into the Contamination map just to see how it start out. And just if you're wondering, I set all the difficulty options to the highest. So the first thing I noticed in this new update is the fuel is now listed in the bottom left corner. This is definitely going to make the game more challenging, knowing that now you will have to be aware of your fuel level. But remember, there are fuel trucks as well. Not sure if the gas stations will be operational just yet. We'll have to find out. But as we can see, Contamination starts off by having to reach the meeting point, and right away you have to drive through some very tough areas. I will play just to reach the first zone, but I'm not going to complete this entire map on the test server. Honestly, it just doesn't make sense. None of this will be saved into the main version of the game, and personally, I don't want to have to complete the same map twice. But if you guys want to complete it, it's up to you. So right here, I noticed that the gearbox is also now a selection in the bottom right corner. We're able to put vehicles in high, reverse, low, neutral, or auto. Awesome new features giving players the option to have more control of their trucks. And once we reach the meeting spot is when we get revealed the next area. Our new objective is to open the operating base near the tunnels. However, I'm going to stop right here for this map, just because, like I said, this is the test version, and I personally don't want to have to complete this map twice. So before we take our first look at the washout map, I realized with the fuel difficulty on each truck has its own fuel level. So the Mule T1 is obviously going to have more fuel than the pickup truck. So for y'all who choose to play on hard mode, this will definitely make you think which vehicle you decide to use for each route. And real quick, I went ahead and started the washout map, and this is where we have the option to use the new TUZ 119 MUT, a rusty version of the TUZ 119 Lynx. So anyways, I can already tell this map is going to be extremely difficult, especially since we're on the test server. You start out with no money, and that means I don't have the option to use any of my vehicles from my main account. So I went and tried to cross the water here and completely failed and flooded my engine. And with it being on hard mode, it now costs to recover your vehicle. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to download the test version. I think the developers should do this every major update, just so we can see what we're gonna expect, and also if there's any issues, that way they can fix it before the update is officially announced. We've already seen previous updates come out, and it literally made the game unplayable. But anyways, go ahead, like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Thanks for watching.